Welcome to Elks 101. Another episode of ElksCentral, breaking this one down.
Reagan, touchdown Edmonton! Fajardo, Dunbar, back on top go the Elks!
Okay, welcome in ElksCentral, December 19th. Declan, Eddie, and Rick. Right off the hop, we're going to be joined by a very, very, very special guest. Pride of Aberdeen High, former Cincinnati Bearcat. I think my voice just cracked a little. We can ignore that. We'll edit that in post. Elks most outstanding Canadian nominee for 2024 first overall pick, Joel Dublanko. Joel, thank you so much for joining us, man. Really, really appreciate you being here with us this morning. I guess the first question I just kind of want to, float out there, one of the general ones is like, what was your expectation of coming into Edmonton and coming into the franchise and how it's lived up to it for you?
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me on. Sorry I'm a little late, but I guess there's
no worries, man.
You got the donuts next time.
Yeah, well, listen, I'll take ownership. I was given the wrong time. I was told 10:30 PST. But yeah, no. Thanks for having me on, and but yeah, I think that I think you go in expecting like it to be one way, and I knew that the CFL was a really competitive league, but I definitely thought I'd be kind of more in the rotation my first year, and then on defense. But when that wasn't the case, that was pretty tough mentally and everything just for the season. But as soon as Killam got back into got into the office and everything, and I could just tell that there's something different there, and the training camp went so much better. I kept saying throughout the season that throughout the year, well, when I got back to camp, the CFL field just felt smaller than it did the first year, and just getting used to it and continuing to work on my body and focus on range and being able to move in space. So all that off-season training really paid off, but just another year under my belt that paid dividends, I'd say, for this season.
Mm-hmm. When Ed came, back to the regime, like, did you know his reputation and kind of how he feels about linebackers generally? Like, did that make you nervous? Did it make you worry at all? Like, did you have any thoughts about it? Did you not care? You're just like, I'm going to get out on the field and I'm going to play. Like, what was it? And maybe you just like, you didn't know how he feels about linebackers because he's been pretty outspoken about it, but it might be the best kept secret type of thing.
Yeah, no, I mean, my agent told me, I talked to my agent about it, and so we would, it was more so of like, okay, I just get an opportunity to go improve myself and like what I can do to a new set of eyes. And so that's what I was excited about, and to go and showcase who I am, as an athlete and as a human on and off the field. And so that's what I was excited about. I was just hearing that I get a fair shake at it. So that's why I was going in there, looking forward to the opportunity, and yeah.
Joel, you talked about the comfortability and coming back. The field felt even smaller, which is unbelievable to say about that cow pasture that is the CFL field. But in reality, you went through and played under a couple of different regimes, the Chris Jones, and you didn't get much opportunity. And then you said Mark Killam, he takes over as the head coach and presents that opportunity for you. And you took it and you ran with it. What were some of the differences? Is it more or less walking on eggshells? Because I know what it's like playing under Chris Jones, and it's not always fun and a lot of high pressure, and it can be quite toxic. Was it just more of a team type atmosphere that Killam brought to the table in terms of giving everybody an opportunity?
Yeah. I feel like, I know that there's a lot of opinions out there about the Chris Jones kind of era, and I was only there for 1 year of it, right? And it was the last year, and I know that he was trying to do things differently than he had in the past. Was it always perfect? No, but I always felt comfortable going to him to talk about anything, and And so, I don't know how much of I love JC Sherrod as my linebacker and D coordinator, and I love the whole staff. I think they're so amazing. I love Killer in there, and all the support staff and everything. Like, they are amazing, and I don't know how much, because at the start of my first year, I definitely was not ready. There's could be a question of like I feel like I could have gotten maybe more playing time in the preseason and all this different stuff to help get more reps under me. But other than that, I definitely wasn't quite ready to go out in the field yet. And until about halfway through the season where I was finally starting to pick it up. And so, there's many factors. One, it just being new. Two, I think if you go into the CFL with a mindset that it's going to be the same or similar as, it's just like the same thing as, football down south, I think you do yourself a disservice from really like jumping full in to learn the game through and through. And so I felt like I had some of that attitude still. And then, but definitely halfway through the season, I felt like really good about where I was at. I mean, unfortunately, a lot of times opportunity comes up when, a guy goes down in this league and just in professional football and sports. And so, you know, Nick and Niles were freaking playing like some beasts last year, and they weren't coming off the field for nothing. And so, yeah, and then and so yeah, and then going into the next year, I think it set me up really well to be successful. And then, JC spending some time down south, and some of the terminology, and just him being our linebacker coach and everything, and making sure that we were good, and the way that we even go through our walkthroughs, I think like really kind of was a launching pad for me, just in terms of my development and my understanding of the game. And so, were things perfect my first year? No. Would I have liked them to have gone differently? Yes. But I'm also very thankful, one, to be picked number one overall.
Oh, man.
And that is a huge blessing that I'll be able to tell my kids about, and like just and my now wife was up there with me, and her whole family and my family. And so um that's just a special moment that I'll always be able to treasure, and I'll be thankful for. But also, I feel really blessed now that Killam's in the office, and Ed and everybody, because I'm so excited. I can't wait to just continue to work and continue to get like build camaraderie, like the stuff we were doing by the end of the season. I mean, you don't want to be a quarterback thrown into our defense just because like they got no idea what they're looking at.
Well, man, like I've kind of always mentioned, like you're one guy who just loves to tackle. Like Solomon Elamimian was another guy I mentioned who
said that to you at a game? You were at a game. I remember.
Was that you?
No, wasn't it your pops?
Oh, it was. Yeah, it was. Yeah. So I went to the Riders game with my dad. He's from Saskatchewan, big Riders fan. Thank you for this. I can't believe I forgot it.
I remember the story.
Yeah, and he said like something exactly like that. He was like, "Who's number 50 on Edmonton?" Like that guy just flies around everywhere. And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, man. Like that's Joel Dublanko." Like I've said this. Like he loves to tackle in a way that I like. You just don't really see. Like as much like as you can have some great tacklers out there, you can have great defensive players, but the love and the joy of actually going out there and tackling is something different. And you have that. Like I said, like Solomon Elamimian was another guy who really had it. But you're the first guy in a while I've seen whose eyes just like light up to a different level when they're going to tackle. So I mean, just very naturally, like what goes into that? Like what has it always been that way? What makes it like that for you?
I don't know. I think one, I love it, and I absolutely do love tackling. I mean, if you see me out there, I try to play at one speed, and that's speed all times. Doesn't matter where the ball's at on the field. And, I think that has to do with, how many tackles I get on. And so, if they counted assists in this league, that would jump
be different
a bit more. And so, But no, I pride myself just on my hat being around the football at all times, and I think that's a hallmark of a good linebacker. And we got a lot of guys that are like that, and yeah, it's fun to fly around. And whether I'm in on the tackle or I'm just getting there, I'm like a little hype man out there too. So
Joel, we got to chew up on, dig in on JC Sherrod a little bit more, man. Former teammate of mine, your linebacker coach, your D coordinator. Man, what's it like being coached by him? Especially too when you see him in real life. If you didn't know him, you could look at him kind of critically, like, "Huh, you played?" But then you hear how good he was. You put on the tape, bro. This guy, bald. You want to talk about someone who loved to tackle?
Yeah.
Bald,
Yeah.
like defensive player of the league one year. What was that? 2011, I believe it, or 2012. It was right before I got here. It was 2012.
Yeah.
Defensive player of the year for the league. So, like, he's a baller. What's it like being coached by him?
yeah, no, it's awesome. And not only like it's one thing to have a coach that's played, but then a coach that was like the best, in his time. Like he's one of the best to do it. And so it's awesome. And you see routinely, just like in terms of like one leadership and communication, but also like even as like we're like talking about a play, and then one guy says, oh, he sees it like maybe you could do this here, and another guy's like, oh, maybe you could do this here, and he like accepts like that open dialogue, and he's like, I respect you guys as professionals, and like I want to hear, not all the time, right, but like there are times where he's like open to hearing what we think about a play and how we should play it, and he considers all those things. And like when at a certain point in the year we were getting pretty dialed up on more of our plays that we run, and people knew it was coming whenever we did it. And so we're like, oh, okay, this is like, we had a conversation about how we could switch it up, and different ways we could do it, and ways that we've done it in the past and that's different and all that. And so he has this like wealth of like experience and knowledge that he's like pulling from, that I think gives him the understanding that like, one, not everybody's the same, but that he's like willing to listen to other people because he understands that they also have that, right? And so, and I think that like just creates like a healthy environment from the sense of um like everybody feels like they're being heard, and like in terms of like leaders being a leader, like that's what you want, right? And so I think it just helps people even buy into more. Like for me, it helps me buy in more, knowing like I can talk to him about something like that, and he hears you out. And then obviously there's a give and take, because he's a coach, and at the end of the day, he's just going to tell you how to play it for a majority of the time. But no, he's very open and to that dialogue, and I think it makes us better.
Joel, I just want to jump back like quickly to some of your earlier answers. You talked about, obviously coming in as the first overall pick and not getting the reps that you wanted, not get the time in the preseason you wanted. Like, how tough was it for you to just kind of go through that as a whole and be like, listen, like I was the first overall pick. I'm a guy out here who really feels like I can perform. Like, obviously, it's team first. That's the mentality. But just as an individual, like, what was that like for you?
Yeah, it was really tough too, because we were losing a lot, especially to start the season.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, hey guys, I'm here to help win. We're not winning, and so we got to figure something out here, because I want to help. And so yeah, and yeah, I'd say it was really hard from that sense too. I was blessed to come from a program at Cincinnati that we won a lot, and that was the standard. And then just kind of like, I've always thought that like the work, like the way that you win is like through the work that you put into it, like into the week, into the game, and all this, and just
Right.
continually seeing it not like pan out. That was tough, because I would talk to Niles a lot, like around that time, and I would try to encourage him and speak into him a little bit, and just like from the sense of like like, just keep going, keep doing this. Like, hey, maybe if we did this different, or hey, you could say this to the team or whatever. And but it got to the point where I'm like, dude, I don't know. We just gotta, you just gotta win it at the end of the day, right? It comes down to a
Yeah,
couple plays.
straight up.
You just gotta make the play.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, and so yeah, that was frustrating. But just in terms of that whole season, I mean, that it like, I don't know. I came down to the CFL and I was thinking I was going to be playing on defense, and just not, and playing down south a whole bunch, in different leagues and stuff like that, on defense, and then I'm up in the CFL as a Canadian and it's not happening. That was like, I was questioning, how much I really love the game, and how long I would really want to keep doing it if I was, playing special teams. So but yeah, it was really tough. That was the most mentally like, that was the hardest season I've ever had mentally, and it was a scary place because I'm very like motivated and like want to work and like do all this and push myself to be my very best. And I was thinking
Mhm.
last night, um, just while I was praying over, my wife and kid while, they're asleep, and I was just like thinking, and I'm like, I want, and this is something that's like been big in my life, is like, I want to like be the very best that Joel can be, right? I want to be the very best that, like, I want everything that God like has planned out for me. I don't want to miss out on anything. Um and like fulfilling my destiny, whatever that means, like I want all of it, right? I don't want God to like, one day when I go up to heaven, right? Far, far away, far, far, far away. But one day when I go to heaven, I want God to be like, "Hey, you did awesome, but like, there's some things over here that I had for you that didn't quite, you didn't push hard enough, you didn't work hard,
Yeah.
spend enough time with me, you weren't listening to me, or something like that, right?" And I want that same thing for my kid, and just to fulfill everything that God has for him, right? And to be everything that he can be. And then I say that because, like, I kind of lost sight of that, my first year. And so, yeah, there's definitely a lot of questions. I definitely took a lot of time off in the off season just to reset my mentals and then get back into it. But it was much needed. And then, yeah, so this year went a lot better.
Yeah, that's deep, man, and that's vulnerable, and that's like we're close to the same age, and I like to think of us as being pretty young, and I think that's kind of some wherewithal and some recognition people our age don't always have. But to hear you have it, man, like it's a great thing, it's a wonderful thing, and it speaks to who you are as a guy. Talking about, like, you were talking about, like, hey, I don't want to be here and be a team, but like, did you ever have a date in your mind or like a timeline of like, all right, if it keeps going like this, I'm gonna be out?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm
Okay.
going to see, like, yeah, obviously, I mean, football is a unique sport where it's one thing that like makes it so great and special is that like there's nothing like the locker room. There's nothing like going out there and practicing. Never will you ever be able to go out there and put the pads on and go play with your buddies, or all this stuff, or even go out in a game. I mean, a stadium full of people, there's nothing like it, playing football at a professional level, or organized football at all. It's like there's nothing like quite like that, because like once you leave, there is no 11 on 11
Yeah.
fully organized where everybody's masters at their position. There's nothing like it, and once you step away, it's gone, and you're trying to find things that can like replace it, but it's nothing quite like that, right? And you
Mhm.
got like grown men in the locker room. I mean, we had an awesome locker room this year, and just being like acting like kids, you know what I mean? Like like being stupid, like grown men with like families and everything. We're just joking and laughing about the dumbest stuff.
It is, man.
That's the best
Hey,
thing.
Yeah, that's what it was like when I was there too. Yeah.
hey, you were in the locker. You know what the locker room is, Deck. At the end of the day, like, and that's what people ask always. Like, do you miss it? And Joel, I gotta say, keep this perspective throughout your entire career. Be present in the moments, man. Honestly, the way you speak about it, it's very awesome to hear, motivating to hear, even for me, who's been out of the game now 7, 8 years. But it's fleeting. It goes quick, Joel.
Yeah.
And when people ask me, what do you miss about it? I tell them, I don't miss eating a double team for a living so JC Sherrick can go and make a play.
Right.
I miss the locker room. I miss the fellas, the jokes. That's what I say. It's you'll never see a setting where you have grown men rolling on the floor laughing, just cracking jokes on each other. It's a very unique setting, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why even like, when I was having questions of if I want to keep playing or not, for me, like I say, it's easy to, oh, I don't want to play anymore, whatever. To actually do it,
Yeah.
step away, especially
You love it, man. You love it too much. You said you were questioning, do I love it? You love it. We know you love it. We see the way you play.
no,
You love this game.
no doubt. And so this season was a huge blessing from that. It reignited, and just going like it even started like, I was questioning it. And then as soon as I got back to Edmonton, I was like, oh yeah, these are my boys. Just getting back like around my guys, it was good. So it's a little tough because in college you're around them the whole year, but we got a house down in Washington, and so we go out here, and it's good to be out here with family. But
So you're down in Washington State?
yes, sir. Yeah,
How's the weather?
it's been raining. They call it a atmospheric river, and
Oh, you're getting a deep rain.
oh no, this is like serious. They're talking like 12 inches of rain in the next 2 weeks. We got rivers flooding, all this stuff. It's pretty bad, but and up in the mountains, it's been so warm. There's like no snow up there, so our skiing season hasn't even started yet. Normally, it starts around Thanksgiving.
Are you? Whoa,
No doubt. That's insane, man. It's like December 20th, bro. That's
hold
crazy.
on. Are you a skier?
No,
You get out on the slopes?
I'm a snowboarder. Come on,
You're a
I've been doing it since I was a kid. So yeah, don't tell Ed, but I'm definitely.
That's what I'm saying.
I was gonna say something in the contract. No snowboard. We're gonna get a
Hey, I like
Jay
it,
Williams
you gotta do
situation.
it all, man. Got to do it all.
Joel, talking about college, I'm a huge NCAA guy, so I got a few questions to you about one, the Group of Five dialogue now. But the first one I want to ask you, man, what was it like beating Coach Freeman at Notre Dame in that 21 season? Because that was in South Bend, right?
Yeah. Well,
yeah. What was that like? That had to feel so good, man.
Oh, it felt so good, and I mean, our guys were freaking juiced. I don't know that if there was a way Notre Dame could have won that game.
Yeah.
Just with how juiced we were going again.
I was watching highlights of Desmond. Like they randomly popped up the other day when he had whatever that touchdown run was, like that 12-yard. Like I've never seen a quarterback so hyped to score a touchdown in a away stadium as Desmond was.
Oh, it was crazy too. It's like, so Cincinnati's pretty close to South Bend, and I think it was almost like a 50-50 up in the stands, and they had the green and we had the red, and so it looked really cool. One of the refs after the game was saying, like, I've never seen it, like, one, as loud for an opposing team, but also as many fans, because we were probably louder than the Notre Dame fans were. And so it was electric. It's funny, I'm real tight with Freeman, and so I saw the Notre Dame, they have like a documentary series or whatever that they have on. I don't know what it's on, but it's online. And
yeah,
my wife and I were flipping through stuff to watch, and I see this Notre Dame thing, and I'm like, huh, we'll click on that, and immediately it goes into the whole intro is like, it reminded me of the pregame warm-up. They don't play music there. It's a loop of this like highlight reel of how great Notre Dame is.
Dude, that's the most Notre Dame thing ever.
I know, it's so pretentious. It made me instantly mad watching it. I'm like, oh, I hate these guys. This is terrible. Then I see And I see my buddy Freeman up there, and he's doing his thing. And then, you know, you see the meeting rooms how he's talking. I'm like, oh yeah, that reminds me exactly when we're at Cincinnati. So, but it was a good watch. But the intro is hard to get through because, like, what, you know.
Man, so like when you hear some of the group of five dialogue, like you got like some of the big talking heads like Kirk, Joel Klatt, like Josh Pate, like these guys are killing JMU and Tulane. And like as a guy who you were, you know, that Cincinnati team, the first group of five team to make the playoff when it was a 4-team playoff, like you must harbor a little bit of anger or like resentment towards these guys and towards the way they're talking. Like Nick Saban came out the other day and talked about it. Like Nick Saban, he lost to Utah when they were a Mountain West school back in 09. Like I don't know what leg he has to stand on, but like as a guy who came from a group of five team, went 13-0 that season, made that 14 playoff, like it has to fire you up a little bit. Like, no, like we're playing NCAA football too. Like this isn't different football from the Power Four.
Yeah, you know, it's tough. I mean, I know from the league that we were in, the AAC, I mean, even though you weren't going against super highly ranked teams, they were really good teams, and you couldn't just
Oh yeah.
there and roll your helmet out on the field and expect to win a lot of the time. Like we had Navy, ECU for whatever reason always gave us a tough fight, but yeah, there's a ton of teams. Tulsa was always a tough matchup for us, probably because like the CFL, holding wasn't a thing for them, right? They hold every play. They're not going to call a flag on us every play. So that was their strategy. I had one of their tight ends tackled me, like form tackle, like rugby style, roll tackle and everything like that, as he's trying to insert. And I'm like, what are we doing here? You know? That's bad football. That's bad football. But yeah, no, I mean, it's just tough to like make it out as, you know, a group of five team, as a non-power five team or power four, whatever they call it now. And so yeah, it's frustrating because like you legitimately, and I know it's a different opportunity, but for us, you had to string like two basically perfect seasons together to be in the conversation, and then still it's like not in your hands. But what Luke Fickle would say, my head coach, he's like, listen, like, because they would talk about style points and all this, and if we didn't like blow a team out, we would be like depressed after the game. So it's like a weird mentality, right? That you get yourself. We won, but we didn't win how we were supposed to win, and so like now.
Yeah, dude. Like, I'm looking at the rankings right now. Like you guys were the number 2 team in the country, beat Tulane 31-12, and dropped 4 spots.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Like, right? Like, just to your point about like you have to do it perfectly, otherwise you're never going to get the benefit of the doubt.
No doubt. Well, I think that's at a certain point it goes from like the AP poll to like the CFP.
You're right. Actually, I think that was the switch. You're right. My bad.
So no, you're good. But still, that doesn't make sense too. If you go from number 2 to number 6, like what are we talking about? But yeah, he would just tell us, you know, you just got to keep winning, and you know, winning solves a lot of things, right?
Yep.
So you just keep winning, and yeah, let the chips fall where they may, and you know, we're gonna do it our way. And you know, there's a lot of talk around that time about like, oh, you carrying the flag for all like the little guys. It's like, you know, my coach would be like, no, we're just doing our thing. You know, we're not carrying the flag for anybody else. We're going out there and playing our brand of style of football, and you know, people can resonate with that, great. But we're doing this for Cincinnati. We're doing this for us, and yeah, I thought that was pretty funny.
Hey, Joel, so you mentioned you have a wife, you have a child, you like to snowboard, you got a place down in Washington State. I'm assuming that you're going to be down there for the majority of the off season. What else are you going to get up to? What's the training regime going to look like? And you an outdoorsman? You like to get up to any extracurricular activities, man?
Yeah, so I've been training quite a bit since the season, and yeah, I mean, body's feeling good and healthy, so I'm gonna keep rolling that through and keep stacking days. And started way earlier than I did last year, just from a mental side of things and everything. And so starting to, you know, you think about putting putting down bricks and, laying foundation and just getting an early start on that. And so feeling really good about that. After the season, though, your boy went hunting, and I went hunting elk out here, and I've never hunted like Western Washington elk, which are like Roosevelts. They're different than like everybody else's elks. Really hard to hunt. It's a lot of people for not a lot of animals. So I nearly hunted for like 12 straight days, and I didn't see one legal bull, which is the 3-point minimum. And so I hunted hard though, and
that's an omen. That's an omen. I don't think as a member of the elk you can be out there banging elk, man.
And I eat elk. I am an elk, so
no, that's true. No one can do it more than you. Actually, you got like
that's good eating. That's too bad you weren't able to get one though.
Yeah, well, good thing we still have some meat from last year, but I still have an archery deer tag that I went out for last weekend for the first time, and I've never hunted archery before, and I just got one this off season, like up in Canada, a bow, and so gonna try to find a deer and put them down. But other than that, so I got football, family, hunting, and my faith and video games. That's my life.
I'll mess with that. Joel, I just got one more for you, man. And this is something me and Eddie have kind of talked about. Like, I know your dad was born in Edmonton, right? And your grandparents, they're Canadian?
No, my dad, my grandparents my grandpa's from up in Edmonton. Their date they ever went to was to an Eskimos game. And they're pastors up in Edmonton. And when they got married, they ended up moving down to Washington, and they're pregnant with my dad at the time. And then it was time to have them, so they ran up to Canada and then brought them back down. So.
Well, okay, interesting. Yeah, because my question was kind of like, me and Eddie have talked about this. Like, obviously, you grew up in Washington, went to school at Cincinnati. I know you got your Canadian citizenship, but like being the most outstanding Canadian nominee, like, is any part of you kind of like me, like most outstanding Canadian? Like, is there any little bit of that for you?
There's some jokes going around on the team about.
Okay.
Like so yeah, I'm. I got my Canadian roots, but I definitely got some American roots too. So
to say those American roots are deep. That's great, Joel.
Yeah, no, I mean, this has been awesome, Joel. We really appreciate. I mean, sorry, I don't want to take anything from you. If not,
no, this is good.
Yeah, this has been perfect, man. We really, really appreciate you coming on. We had a great time. Thank you so much. Shout out Mike for setting this up.
Yeah,
can't wait to watch you this season, man. God bless and enjoy the holidays.
Thank you. God bless you guys. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Thanks for having me on. Go Elks.
Enjoy your family, brother.
Thank you. You too.
Perfect, man. Joel Dublanko, linebacker, most outstanding Canadian. Like I said, pride of Aberdeen High. Cincinnati Bearcat, Bear Down.
Loves the game.
Loves the game. My goodness.
You can just see it in the guy. Body language is huge to me.
It's everything. I asked if he had a timeline when things weren't working out. He almost jumped through the screen, strangled me. He's like,
that was the one serious page.
He was like, nah.
No.
Yeah, we're not playing that around here.
We're not doing that. Yeah. You talking about me quitting football? No. Walking away from pro football? No.
But dude, he makes such an unreal point. Like, obviously you guys played at a level I can never understand. It goes without saying, but dude, like, it's been how many years since I played high school football, and I'd still do like anything to not to act like I'm in a Kevin Costner movie and I'm talking about the glory days, but just to be back in there and play the game again. Because you can go play rec league ball, you can go play rec league soccer, you can play beer league hockey, but you can't. It's not and it's just, and like there's not something like that for football. Like you can go and play flag, whatever. You can
eat flag, but it's
not the same. Yeah,
no,
exactly.
And football is a sport where you wish you could rewind, but you don't want to go and do it at as you get older.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. Dude,
I did that. I played 3 years of flag when I retired.
Yeah. I bet everyone was just sizing you up.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. And there are a lot of tryhards out there. Like I played with Matt and Justin, who we had in studio, and you get all these guys on a team, and all of a sudden everybody's just up in their game.
Yeah.
And me, I really didn't care. I was out there, I'm all about the sweat, fellas.
Oh yeah, for sure. Look, cardio.
Waking up on Monday and like my ankles are all swollen and stuff. And
oh yeah,
nah, man. Too much wear and tear.
Dude, you see some of those highlights like circulating now from like those under 35 leagues, and it's just unks getting blown up, bro. And I'm like, dude, but here's the thing.
These leagues are nuts.
No, and this is the thing. Like some of those videos are like funny or whatever, but we got to be serious. Like this is beyond terrible for. Because this is these are dudes who haven't played in like
and they're going
18 years, and they're going,
speed.
dude. It's looking like prime Ed Reed coming out of that safety spot, bro.
What's happening, Ricky Rick?
Jogging along. Ugh.
That dude is a football player. I don't know if you guys like. All I could do is look from his neck up.
Yeah, bro.
Big ass jaw. It's a big chin, a huge smile. Loves talking the game.
Boy.
That neck is like the size of my waist. Like that dude is out there. I can't wait for this season.
German Shepherd,
that's a
bro.
Linebacker right there.
Shout out him for being like, I got some deep seated American roots because we've talked about it, right? Like,
everybody knows.
Yeah.
It's funny. They make jokes about it.
No, 100%. Yeah. Because I'm trying to think who would have been the most outstanding Canadian nominee. Maybe like Beardo or something. The way he was
Beardo.
line nomination, but he, I don't think he's too mad about it or anything. Like he got his.
Watch out for Carter O'Donnell next year, though.
Oh man, dude. Here's the thing: we're almost going too far in one direction. Like we've talked up Carter so much that if he has like a bad year, we are gonna look like the biggest non-football guys ever. Just gonna look like
year at guard. Like what are you gonna do? Jump offside a bunch, give up a bunch of sacks. He's too big and too athletic.
I don't know. Ask Gregor McKellar. What's like to have? No, I'm
bang,
kidding.
Bang,
I'm kidding.
Bang, man down.
No, I know that was harsh. And
Back
we're
that
very
bus up one more time.
We're holiday season too.
Yeah, holiday season, and like we're probably the most pro Elks content you can find. I do feel bad saying that because you never
might
want
as well add on. What's that throwing motion like on a deep ball?
No, I can't do that anymore.
On,
hey,
man.
after
Just add it on, bro.
After listen, they're gonna revoke my press pass. They're gonna start.
I've thought about that.
They're gonna start asking about me.
Do you see Noah? Noah got on our Instagram. Noah, man, we want you to ball out. Noah Taylor.
They're gonna bring him down to practice. You don't take away his press pass. You bring him down to practice. You bring him down to practice here and let him. Bro, you throw the ball. Let's see you get the pads on.
But I would love to. We were talking about the D line, and he commented on Instagram pretty much like keep that same energy in June.
Oh no way,
and I
feel like
ball out, bro.
Yeah,
I feel like we're big Noah Taylor guys.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Come on, Noah.
They're one of the most productive.
Things weren't great for June, for the record. If I remember correctly, I don't think the team was playing great in June. Come July, I think was when we really took off.
Yeah, the first six. Just there's 18. Break it into the sixes. First six was not.
Yeah. When he's saying keep the same energy in June, like my brother, like the history of June recently, it's like the energy might be the same, but no, I think, dude, I love Noah, man. I've talked about how Noah like won that starting spot over Robbie Smith, who obviously had that has the high paycheck. No, they're ballers though. But listen, these guys, like, it's what they do. It's their livelihood. Like they obviously listen. They see a dude like me talking about it and it gets them a little angry, and I understand that too. You know what I mean? Like
men lie, women lie, numbers don't. You're just here providing the numbers.
Facts, numbers guy.
Nothing wrong.
The Declanitics.
Wow. That one wasn't just on the mind, was it?
No.
If it was, that'd be sick.
That was off the top.
No.
Yeah, bro. No. It didn't even flow. That's why you could tell it was off the top. The Declanitics.
You're gonna go and drop that on Tide.
Yeah, it'll go over his head, but I'll do it for sure.
Yeah, if the moment is right when you guys are spitting some NHL or something.
Yeah. When I'm
low tide, let me hit you with some Declanitics here.
The Declanitics are just the eye test, though.
Bro, I like that, man. That's smooth play. Smooth play.
I was actually thinking about this too, just bringing this up. I feel like for me, and maybe this is just because it's the sport I probably have like the most background and the most fandom in, but I feel like football is the #1 eye test over analytics sport.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you see some of these PFF grades and they're doo-doo.
Yeah,
like they're doo-doo caca. Like,
it doesn't make sense.
No, man, you got like,
doesn't make sense.
No, come on. You like PFF.
Football's all about the tape.
Yeah.
But with football, everything starts at the same spot, right? Like your linemen are lined up against your linemen, your quarterbacks are. So it's almost like baseball in that situation where you line up every play. You start off essentially in the same spot, at least the majority of you guys. Hockey is so fluid that I don't think so. Hockey analytics work, but it's like the stuffing on the plate of your Christmas dinner, right? It's you like it, but it's not the whole thing. Although I can't use stuffing because I would love a whole plate of stuffing, but I don't want all that analytics. But it's it's the scoop of Brussels sprouts on the damn plate there. They're helpful, you like them, but that's not what you're there for.
And they make you poop.
Yeah, that too.
because it's all full
Are
of
you
poop.
are
I'm
you
just
a
kidding.
you a big analytics guy, Rick? When it comes to hockey,
Not really.
When it
I've
comes to puck,
tried to like bring it along. So when it first started, I'm old and I don't want math to be a part of sports. I don't want spreadsheets.
I don't want I don't want nerds in my
Don't
sports.
base it
Yeah.
off of it either.
But at the same time, I understand there's
There's a time and a place.
exactly, and there's some use for it. It's just in
yes.
hockey, it's so fluid.
There
There's
is use.
there's a billion different things
It's
happening.
information, guys.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's information, and it's not information to base decisions totally off of.
No.
It's information to help you pull and compare it to other thoughts and other information.
Yeah. Hockey's just
And
too
then you
fluid.
Make a decision,
Mm.
but you can't base it.
No, I
off
agree.
The analytical information.
And
No,
I'll-
you can't.
yeah,
And
I'm
then
being
in
harsh.
football,
Like,
when
Some
you
people
come
do though. That's
that's the
nerds.
problem. Because
That's the
I'm being
nerds.
harsh. Like I absolutely think analytics have a place in sports, 100%, no question. I just don't think it can replace the eye test.
Everything.
Yeah, and the game isn't played on a spreadsheet.
For example, like I'm a football player talking a lot of Oilers on the radio, and my eye test tells me a lot about how some defensemen play.
Yeah.
But then you hop online and you see the analytics behind their play, and people justify it's not that bad. But yet I'm seeing a defenseman just giving up booty left and right. That to me is the eye test, and it's important.
It's very important.
My biggest problem with analytics is like, and I've said this on Low Tide Show, so apologies if you're hearing it for the second time, but if the analytics say 9 times, and I'll use hockey as an example, if the analytics say 9 times out of 10 you make the right play, and 1 time out of 10 you don't, but those 9 times out of 10 are a tape-to-tape pass before a shift change, but that 1 time you don't is a turnover in your own zone that leads to a 3-on-0, like that is obviously weighted so much heavier, but that doesn't get factored in a lot of times with analytics. They just say 90% good, 10% bad, but they don't account for that 90% good being like a, I'm not going to say nothing play, but being like a very basic, like I said, tape to tape pass before a shift change versus a, like you trip over your own feet giveaway leads to a 3-on-0 where your goalie gets undressed. And the next thing you know, he's being shipped to Pittsburgh. Like it's, it's things like that. So
There's one analytic in football that outside of the PFF stuff that we all probably have an understanding of, but not an entirety, guys. QBR.
Yeah.
Quarterback rating.
100% is 158.3. I was going to bring the same thing to you.
That's passer rating, isn't it? Passer rating is the one that goes up. But there are 2 different ones. That's what I'm saying. Because I think passer rating is the one that goes up to 158.3.
Yeah.
That's
QBR is a different one.
Because there's so many different metrics to get to it. Of course, if you throw a perfect game, you're 10 of 10 at the quarterback position. Yeah, your QBR is going to be perfect. But there's so many different weights that go into it that affect that number and can like 101.8. Like what? How do we get here?
Dude, here's the other thing. I just remembered this. QBR. So I did look it up. Pass rating solely on passing efficiency, completion yards, touchdowns, ins. QBR, it factors in everything: scrambles, sacks, fumbles, penalties.
So I had it mixed up.
And game, and game context, which is win probability and opponent's strength. So, dude, how about this? This is a crazy one regarding QBR. So in week 1 this year, when the Bills played the Ravens, you know how Josh Allen led that incredible comeback and the Bills beat the Ravens? Dude, like a good portion of that comeback didn't factor into his QBR because the win probability was so low that it was unable to factor in based on the metric. That's what I'm saying, dude. So for that week, that week he had the 8th best passer or QBR in the league or something. It was worse than Lamar Jackson's. Because there was
that one variable.
Yes, exactly. So that's something else you got to take with a grain of salt.
Analytics.
And that's why I can't believe in analytics as much as some others.
Yeah, 100%. Also, I went back. I looked at the comment Noah left. Noah, my brother, listen to a full episode because I feel like we champion you darn near every episode. We're big Noah Taylor guys.
There we are.
Come join us too. Man, we got to get you on not next Friday, Friday after that.
That's a great idea.
Tell your side of the story. Oh my goodness. Yeah, listen. Pardon?
Nothing but love.
Nothing but love. My love for all my Elks brothers and sisters in the organization.
We need, not want, we need more than 4 sacks for a team individual.
Let's not act like we're talking crazy here. I think more than 4 sacks is an individual for the team high, especially when that starting line had $1 million invested in them.
We all want success.
You saw Joel's face when he was talking about what it feels like for a quarterback to play against this team.
Oh yeah.
That dude is hungry. That dude is hungry. And he says the whole room is like that. Let's get to Edmonton. Let's start practicing. Let's get the ball going. Let's kick off the season in a couple of weeks here. I'm ready to roll.
Man, me too. They're gonna be better just for the fact that even if it is the same cast of the D line, we'll stick on the D line. Just again, what Dublanko said in terms of the familiarity, right? Knowing JC, knowing the defensive scheme that much better, it'll allow you to play faster.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Now that means there's no more excuses. You're in this defense for the second year in a row. You should know it like the back of your hand. You boys got to go and ball.
Oh, yeah.
If there's no ball being played and there's no excuses to be made. Ooh.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good. That was quick.
Decalytics.
We're a couple of poets up here. My goodness. All right. Anything else you guys want to get to before we get out of here?
Oh, man, I'm good.
I think it's good. Yeah. I think you guys got your Christmas shopping done?
Yeah, for the most part.
Man.
Yep.
Rick?
Actually, just booked up a trip to Mexico last night.
Where about?
Just outside of Cancun.
Okay.
Nice family resort.
Oh,
dreams.
I like that.
Man, treat the kids. It'll be a cool experience.
When are you going?
You want me to tag along?
Late February.
Okay.
Be the fifth wheel.
Yeah.
Actually, you could have childcare for sure.
Baby
No,
steps.
I'll
I'll
for
pay
sure.
for you, and you just
Oh, dude,
childcare built in.
I'm having the kiddies run through road trees.
Right into the ocean.
All right, this has been dope. Shout out Joel Dublanko. Shout out the Elks organization. Appreciate you guys for making that happen. We will talk to you guys on Monday. Love you guys.